Today I'm going to go over a sighting that I've been wanting to cover for some time now. On this channel I cover a lot of cryptids, but I don't really cover that many sightings of cryptids from the ocean. And I'm sure everybody knows that the Earth is 70% water, and we've only mapped about 10% of that, and only 5% has been explored. So there could be a large unknown species swimming near the ocean's depths. In 1966, two scientists in a submarine called the Deepstar 4000 might have seen a large fish that to this day has never been documented. One day a man named Joe Thompson and his friend Jim LaFawn were in a submarine off the coast of San Diego, and while they were about 4,000 feet under the ocean's surface, Joe looked out the window, and to his shock, he was looking right into the eye of a massive fish. According to Joe, this fish was bigger than the 18-foot submarine that they were in. It was huge. Now these two scientists only saw this fish for about 8 seconds, but according to them that was long enough to see that this huge fish was not yet known to science. And to this day what they described has never been seen again. These two scientists claim that it could have been up to 40 feet long, and they knew what they saw was something that had never been seen before, or at least never documented. And at the time they didn't want to tell anyone as they thought nobody would believe them. But just like most eyewitnesses who see something they can't explain, they wanted to talk about this. So about a half a year later, they told their story to two journalists and a cryptozoologist. Now this massive fish was described as kind of looking like a sea bass, but it had an odd looking tail. Joe thought that it kind of looked like the tail of a coelacanth. It was not the tail of a sea bass or a shark. It had huge pectoral fins. Its skin was dark, maybe brown with grayish white tipping on the fin scales, and its eyes were as big as dinner plates. They were able to estimate the size by looking at the hydraulic instruments that they just placed in segments on the sea floor, and sadly this sighting happened so fast that they didn't take a picture. But other scientists did believe that these two men did see something that they thought was unknown, but thought that maybe they saw a shark called the Pacific sleeper shark. But Joe and Jim disagreed with that, and what made them come forward with their sighting in the first place is at this time another scientist, John D. Isaac, took a picture of a sleeper shark close to the area where Joe and Jim had their sighting. And at the time this was a pretty big deal, as sightings of sleeper sharks were extremely rare. But it's obvious that sleeper sharks don't fit the description. Their eyes are not that big, and also they don't grow to the size of the fish that Jim and Joe saw. Jim thought at the time that maybe he was looking at a massive sea bass, but yet again a sea bass doesn't fit the description. And still to this day, no one has ever claimed to see this massive fish again, making this an amazing case, as these two eyewitnesses are scientists and believed in the community to be credible. Now within this mystery, there is another mysterious sighting. The Pacific sleeper shark is believed to grow to about 14 feet long, but Isaac the oceanographer, who photographed the sleeper shark off the coast of San Diego, stated that he once saw one that was 30 feet long. And I believe he did photograph it, but sadly we can't really confirm its size by a photograph. But if this is true, that's like seeing a 40-foot great white shark, as the biggest recorded sleeper shark is 15 feet long, and the biggest known great white is 20. So maybe there are monster-sized sleeper sharks roaming at the bottom of the ocean. And in 2016, scientists in the submarine, 4,000 feet under the ocean, were studying an underwater volcano, when all of a sudden a sleeper shark swam right in front of their camera. And this thing was massive. These scientists were shocked. People on social media believed that it was a megalodon. Now, this was a big deal, as sleeper shark sightings are extremely rare, especially in tropical locations. And you can hear in the audio how excited these scientists were.
No way! That's amazing.
Is it?
Aww. Oh.
God.
I can't even do it just as, oh wow. Wow.
Come see us.
Oh boy.
Another sighting of a massive sleeper shark happened just a couple of years ago. And when watching this footage, its eye at one point really creeped me out. And it made me wonder, if there was a 30 to 40 foot sleeper shark swimming next to a submarine window, then maybe it could seem to have massive eyes. But yet again, sleeper sharks don't have scales or a coelacanth-like tail.
When she rolls over the... Oh, wow! My goodness.
Where's my phone?
Whoa. Look at the width of that thing.
This is a monster. She is huge.
And now she's belly side. I can't do anything.
No.
We're armed, but there was a young male that went away. Okay, she's not here now.
Oh, there she is.
Oh yeah, but I'm not going to shoot her. Oh my goodness. My goodness. That is amazing.
Then we have this famous footage of a shark that was said at the time to be filmed in the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean. And it was estimated to be 60 feet long when compared to the box that was at the bottom of the ocean. And this footage set the internet on fire. And yet again, social media claimed that we now finally have proof that megalodons are still alive. Now sadly it turns out, at least according to some of the articles I read, that this footage was not taken in the Mariana Trench, and the measurements were exaggerated. But nonetheless, this shark is still huge and would be by far the biggest sleeper shark ever measured. But since we didn't catch it and officially measure it, we will never know its true size. But some say that it could be up to 25 to 30 feet long, which is still a monster, and about the same size as the shark in Jaws. Now Joe Thompson, the man who claimed to see that massive fish, also claimed to have another pretty amazing sighting. On one of his expeditions on the Deepstar 4000, he claimed to see a 30-foot grenadier fish that was swimming with a bunch of average-sized grenadier fish. And this species of fish, for the most part, is not really that big. So if true, this would have been one heck of a sighting. Could you imagine looking at a bluegill while swimming in the water, then all of a sudden something from the depths approaches, and it's a 30-foot bluegill? I'm sure that would blow our mind, and probably even question our own reality. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned.